Let's see here. I think we got audio there. We got audio. I'm just gonna ask you again, do we have audio? Hey everybody, it's me, Dengar, everybody's favorite Star Wars character. Still have audio? Looks like we got audio right there. Also looks like we got video. Hey. Oh, hey, everybody, it's me, Dengar, everyone's favorite Star Wars character. I was a bounty hunter.
Let's check if the audio's working.
Oh, okay. No, I think it is. I think it's coming in. Uh-oh. There you go. It sounds pretty good. I think I like this. I'm gonna do the whole stream like this, guys. It's gonna be fantastic. Well, thank you. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming in to the Will Pottorff live art stream. It's me, Will Pottorff, joined once again by my my co-pilot, my partner, my fiancée, my bride-to-be, the lovely Deanna Burke. Say hi, Deanna.
Hi.
Deanna will be here to field your questions while I ink away at whatever drawing I'm doing tonight. And just like last week and the week before that, we've been kind of on this whole trip of doing kind of lesser known or like I guess underappreciated horror movie monsters. Well, last I think 4 weeks in a row, I did a lot of stuff from the 80s, including Pumpkinhead, remember that? The bear from Prophecy and the Deadly Spawn. So now I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit. I got some suggestions. I actually posted up on the We'll See You in Hell podcast page on Facebook, and they recommended a couple that I'm excited to do. But this creature, once again, is from the movie The Ritual. As you can see right here, I did a quick pencil sketch on. Once again, let me go through the tools of the trade. Let's talk about it, baby. We got ourselves some multimedia right here, mixed media. Strathmore gray tone paper, mixed media, so we can really have a lot of fun kind of beating the crap out of it with ink washes and stuff. Let's just take a closer look right there. Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. Like I said, it's a light. I did a quick pencil on this because honestly we're just going to ink this thing anyway, so you know what's the point. But I wanted to prop it up a little bit here with this tape. Now this is important actually. This is quill masking tape. Now you can order this from quill.com. They do not sponsor us. I just want you to know that you can get this tape at quill.com. Today we will be using our usual assortment, if you want to get these, of microns, you know, and usual various sizes of microns. I've got a jelly roll pen for some white highlights. But really, I think the pens are going to come in near the end because today we're going to be, as usual, using some brushes and stuff. I got, let's see here, this little brown, round synthetic brush. That's a, look at that, a 02, 20. Yeah, not bad. I have this, that synthetic red sable brush that I'm the Utrecht one, which is pretty solid. I'm very excited to be whipping that out. Check it out. Yeah, look at that. Not too bit shabby. And as always, yeah, hun?
I want to like tilt your light because I think it's shining on the graphite.
Is that better, folks? Let's see here.
Let's wait a second.
Let's wait a second. Let's see if that I kind of tilted it up a little bit now, and it's looking better on like my screen. Are folks kind of chiming in, say anything about it, or?
Nope.
We don't have anybody yet.
That's way better.
Way better?
Yep.
All right, cool. I think we kind of fixed that. Also, I look a little better on there, too. I think it is that bright light kind of right on my face, my white face, that kind of...
Good light, that's helping.
I think that's the thing. We have plugged in our industrial-sized... Is that industrial-sized, honey?
What?
Oh, the fluorescent light that we have in the studio?
I wouldn't say industrial size, but it's pretty big.
Well, hon, I want to sound important, so is it industrial-sized?
Sure.
There you go. It's an industrial size. It takes up at least a full warehouse. Looking at the size of this thing, it's pretty crazy. Our ceiling's not even that big. but somehow it fits this industrial size fluorescent light, folks. And I don't mean to flaunt my wealth, but that's what I'm pulling down right now.
The one we got at a yard sale?
Yes, yes.
$10?
Yeah, but,
Along with this, like, metal, like, bookcase thing?
well, all right. Look, that's the art of the deal, baby. You go for it. You see it, you go for it. Oh, okay, let me hook up
Thank you.
my buddy with a cerveza right there. Well, actually, it's a cider. Okay. And last but not least, let's talk about our inks and, let's see here, our acrylics tonight that we're going to be using. Once again, we're using Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star Waterproof India ink. Like, show that on the camera right there. I'm going to show it on the camera right here. Stand by this stuff. I love it. I drink it. It's my lifeblood for sure. And then once again, we have this acrylic wash, actually, that I stand by. Titanium white, which, I gotta say, for my purposes, it works. I think other artists would probably recommend a zinc white. Is that right, Deanna?
I don't know about that.
Really?
It depends on the usage, yeah.
I think that's true. End of the day, it does just kind of depend on the usage. Deanna, as we speak, is actually working on. If you hear some clicking in the background, Deanna's working on her computer.
Yeah, sorry.
She's doing her own. Hey, no, it's beautiful. She's doing some stuff with textures. And hey, that's the thing. If you're at home and you're drawing along with us, that's great. And honestly, we're just gonna, once again, like the whole purpose of a lot of these streams is just to kind of hang out. Watch me make artwork, and I hope you're making artwork at home. And, like, hey, definitely participate in part of the conversation and stuff. Deanna came over to adjust the lighting. She has a knife in her hand. I don't know why she had to adjust the lighting while holding a knife in her hand, but folks, let me just say I was mildly terrified, but hey, it's okay, That's, let's do it, nerds. Yeah, all right, let's do it. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, I got that energy for sure. I wasn't up till like 3 in the morning last night, drawing and inking, and writing. That's for sure. See that? I caught myself. That's how much energy I got. All right, the ink is out now. We got our brush. We're gonna dip the brush into the ink, and then we're gonna start. Just once again, we're gonna go for all the big shapes in this bad boy. As you can see, this thing has some pretty big shapes actually. But I'm just gonna go for, let's see here, the big contours here. At least like the heaviest spots that I think there should be ink on to kind of give it form and weight. This is one of those things that like it took me a long time to wrap my head around. I've been drawing and inking since like I was a wee bit lad, growing up in the fertile hills of Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And it just was that thing of like the longest time. It's something my father would even like just pound into my head verbally about just the importance of line weight. And it's one of those things of you can learn it. There's definitely like you have to practice it a lot, but it is that thing of like it does really just kind of come with time. Ooh, yeah, get that big old ink spot right there. Oh my God, I'm exhausted. But so is Deanna. So address all the complaints to her.
Hey, I got like 12 hours of sleep last night.
Well, good for you.
Surprisingly.
I think I got 6 because I went to bed around 3, and woke up at 9. I was doing a bunch of, I have a few things I'm working on for the stream, like Jerry Logan's Stream of Blood Twitch show, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, like there's one piece I'm really working on them for right now. That I can't really talk about for sure, like, because I don't want to give anything away, but I've really been like tweaking it and working on it for the past week and stuff. It's one of those that it's like it needs to gestate, and I just kind of need to sit on it and like sketch it and just do little bits every day until it's kind of perfect. There's some pieces that you do like that, and then other times, like for especially demos like this, like to do a monster, just like a straight up monster, it's just like, oh yeah, I could bang it out in an hour, more or less. I don't know, Hunt. What's something like that for you, actually? Come to think of it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've had something like that in a long time.
Really?
But the title card for The Curse of Agnes Mayerstock,
Yes, yes.
that came to me quickly,
Interesting.
and I was very proud of it. I didn't sit down and really think too much on it, and I just let it do its thing.
Yeah. No, for the listener, if you don't know, me and Deanna and a couple of other boys, we work on a radio show / podcast called The Slanted Hallway, which we do a lot of the recording out of our apartment here. What's the address on?
I'm not saying it.
Well, all right, fair enough. You passed the test. You earned my love. Oh, whoa. But yeah, we work on this podcast, and Deanna did the title card of said episode that she just described. And it was beautiful. It's one of the best title cards we've ever had. We even had Deanna's brother, Will Burke, who also...
Don't compare me to my brother.
No, I'm just saying, like, we've had your brother, like, you know, we've had a bunch of artists now work on the thing, including me, your brother, and you. So that's a bunch. Right? Is that considered a bunch? What is considered a bunch?
It's a good question.
More than 3? I don't know. I remember being scrutinized by my mother about this when I was a child, actually, because I was like, oh, a few. And she's like, what do you mean, a few? And I'm like, I don't know, like, 5 people, I guess. And she's like, Will, don't you understand? A few means 3. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, when you say a couple, you mean a couple, like literally a couple. Like, she kind of like broke it down for me in one of the, most motherly ways, I'd like to describe it, to be politically diplomatic, I guess. I don't know. It didn't sting, okay, when she kind of corrected me on that. Just saying.
It's okay.
She has a way with words, my mother.
She does good.
She does very good by her son, and all her son wants to do is please her. I just want to please mommy.
Oh, JP says inking and drawing here, half a dozen.
Oh,
that might have been a little bit ago. I was just looking at something.
oh, okay. But hey, good to hear from you, JP. I can't see you right now because I don't know why I would be able to, but hey, that's fine.
Sorry, JP. I missed that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Once again, JP is actually a very talented artist themselves. You should definitely check them out on Instagram if you haven't already. At JP Bergamo on Instagram. Very talented artist. Went to the same college as I did, actually. Montserrat College of Art. So give him a follow, folks. And hey, JP, it's good to have you in the chat. Right today, just if you haven't, if you're just joining us, once again, I am inking the creature from spoilers, The Ritual. I say spoilers because, admittedly, this creature right here, it shows up at the very climax of the movie, and this is like a quick review of the Netflix original movie, The Ritual. It's a real slow burn until that climax, and then it goes from like kind of a 5 to an 11 real quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask actually, because I think you've seen the Ritual too, Deanna, or maybe we watched it together. I don't know.
You know what? I couldn't get past the first beginning of it because I thought it was gonna be a really standard horror movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be one of those things that I could anticipate every aspect of it, and I could. And then all of a sudden, it went totally south. It just completely changed direction, and I was very pleased.
Yeah, that's actually, I have to say, I love it when horror films do that. Because that always is like a nice kind of like wonderful surprise. It's kind of like the Bone Tomahawk of like
Oh, yeah.
horror films where it's kind of.
Bone Tomahawk continued to stay pretty like on your. I stayed on my toes for that one.
Really, you know what,
For the most part.
I will say Bone Tomahawk is a slow burn.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but also like I don't know that it was. I don't know that it tricked me into thinking that it was like a typical movie.
I guess that's the thing. Like, well, I guess like if you just watch like all the Western parts where it's like, if you're not paying attention, especially to like the beginning part, you'd think it was just a typical Western, and then it's like all of a sudden all this like cannibal Holocaust stuff creeps in, and it's like, whoa, what?
Well, maybe it was because you prepped me with this movie rocks.
Oh, that's the thing. It is. Well, I'm a sucker for Westerns, and I love a good horror film. And that movie, like, has that turn. I don't want to say it, but there is, like, once again, something at the climax of. If you haven't seen Bone Tomahawk, please check it out. Craig Zoller might be one of my new favorite directors.
Well, it's also the way that the creature appears.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you're talking about the ritual, I'm talking about Bone Tomahawk. Yeah.
No, Bone Tomahawk was so shocking.
Yeah, and it's just that one scene where you're just kind of like, all of a sudden, like, what the?
Yeah, you're like, excuse me?
I remember I told my dad about it too. He was like, "Oh, I haven't seen this movie," and I was like, "Oh my God, Dad, you gotta watch it." There's this scene. There's this scene that you're gonna like. It's gonna blow you away, and in typical fashion, my father somehow annoyingly flipped my expectations of what he would say actually about the thing.
He does that a lot.
Yeah, because it's like I was expecting like oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. Blah blah blah. That was like the craziest. Like that's what I was expecting, and I talked to my dad about it. He was like, it was bizarre.
It wasn't bizarre. It was
No, I gotta say, boy, it was bizarre.
Ugh,
That whole thing. I was like,
just doesn't. I can't predict him sometimes.
yeah, my father is rather unpredictable in kind of a fun, goofy way. A surprising way, and sometimes in a weird, annoying way.
Well, he also like he does these really funny things where he'll put on the quote unquote live action Lion King,
Oh my God.
and then he'll lean over and go, "This is so beautiful," and like whisper to me how beautiful the live action Lion King is.
My dad's a I will say this. My dad is a huge sucker for special effects, though.
Yeah, because he really liked
Well, he loves Avatar.
yeah, he loves Avatar. He's just a unique man.
He's a visual guy. I think that, like, for what it's worth, he digs movies that have, like,
He loves his style.
exactly. He loves, like, something like visually, like
He doesn't know it yet, but maybe he just really likes blue people.
yeah. I got a little too much ink on the brush here, so I'm gonna see if I can find a spot I can just sort of naturally, because I don't want to waste the ink. You never want to waste ink, so you want to just kind of spread it on a spot, knowing that you're gonna come back and sort of like, oh, okay, there you go, there it is, okay, and we just got that. Come back in here. Oh yeah, that's looking good. But to get back all the way back to the ritual, that really was like slow burn of kind of like I was half expecting, because it was also like a Netflix thing where I was like, this is gonna have some kind of like cheap kind of ending. It's gonna be a thing. It's like, oh, it's the ritual. We're gonna get like, oh, it's a psychological thing. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of like clocking it with that.
Well, yeah, but it also looked like a spiritual successor to Blair Witch Project.
That's the thing. It just had like vibes.
Oh, man, like come on.
Yeah. Well, it's also that like cardinal sin for like a lot of cheap horror films in my book, or not a cardinal sin so much. It's just like it's just the thing. It's like, where's the cheapest place we can film? The woods. Let's go film in the woods, which is like always like, it's a cheap way to add production value. 2-year movie because it looks like, oh, they went on location to the woods. When in reality, it's like you can just go to you can pull over on the side of the highway and then just start filming there. It's like, look, it's the woods. We're in the woods.
Well, if they do it right, I don't care.
I mean, I think they did it right in the ritual because,
Something's happening.
what's happening?
Oh, it reloaded. I thought it cut out again.
Oh well. Yeah, it is what it is. I think JP's just watching us so far.
We have JP,
We just have JP in the house, and that's
our most amazing, dedicated follower.
and friend. I think of him as a friend before a follower. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But them.
Don't put them in a box saying that they're a follower and not like a friend, Deanna.
Oh, the director's backyard is what.
Director's backyard. Yeah. Exactly. It's like
Eyes on you. It's what they said.
I got eyes on you. But no, seriously, that movie then, like, literally at the climax takes a turn, and then literally this thing comes woods, and you're like, whoa!
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, like, oh man, this movie rocks. But it is mildly frustrating though that you really have to go through like an hour and some change of a bunch of white dudes in the woods being like, man, did you pack the map? I thought you packed the map. I don't know.
Literally is, where did my friend go?
Where's my friend?
I don't know where my friend went.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
They'll turn up at some point.
Yeah.
No, but you can literally skip most of it. You can skip maybe to about
So
5 minutes from the end.
So is that a good movie or a bad movie? I can't.
No, the end is great.
The end is so good. It's just like you really have to like muck through. I don't know. That's a weird. That's tough.
It is tough because I don't know. I just don't know.
Because it's like I don't even think they really build tension. I don't know. Maybe I have to rewatch. That's the thing. That's a movie ripe for rewatch.
For sure.
I don't know. Because honestly, I need to break from my viewing practices right now. Because as of late, because here's the thing, folks. I've been messing around with HBO Go. It's got a great library. It's got all the Studio Ghibli films on there. You know, it's got Castle in the Sky.
You're blurry on your laptop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, everything's blurry. Hold on.
Oh, maybe you just have to refresh it.
Maybe. It might be. Ooh, did something happen?
All in all. All in all. Oh yeah, I can't. All right. But here's the thing. It's got HBO Go. It's got Studio Ghibli films on there. It's got Castle in the Sky. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch that. I have actually never seen Kiki's Delivery Service. Then it's got all the Turner Classic movies on there. It's like, oh my God, Citizen Kane. Oh, they got Rashomon. I should sit down and watch Rashomon again. Or all these other. Oh, they got Tokyo Story. Oh my goodness, I gotta watch all these classic things of cinema that And then they had. I've literally spent the last week melting my brain watching Squidbillies.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why. I almost feel like that show has gotten to the point where every episode is almost the same.
Because it kind of is. Like, here's the thing.
You literally had like 3 followers and you said Squidbillies and now we're down to me.
Oh, God. Is that true?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dude, I don't know if it was Squidbillies' fault, but
I get it, though. Like, I did a piece. I was just like, it was in my head so much. I had to draw something. And it was just like,
somebody came back in.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm assuming it's JP.
It just said Squidbillies and everyone's like, nope.
Yeah.
Hey.
I get it, man, because it's like it is a dumb, violently dumb show, and I've just been watching it. I don't know why. It just kind of.
Textures are great.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks really gross but when you start looking at it, the show is just like beautifully gross.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I liked it too. It's just beautifully gross. But I know there's like been some like, and I was reading up on it, some recent controversy with like the lead actor and stuff who plays like one of the main characters. They had to fire him recently because he went on some sort of like crazy rant and all that. So, yeah. So it's kind of like, ooh. I mean, that's one of those deals of like, what was it? Well, I don't want to get into the full story. You can look it up. It's pretty easy just to look up the full story. But that is like one of those cases though of like it's I just feel bad for the people who work on the show who are like we don't, you know.
JP says, haha, I was gonna ask, is that how your Squidbillies piece came about?
Yeah, it did because I just was like, oh, I just keep watching this stupid show. Its plots are like I don't know. And I guess it is like that thing of like I've been doing a lot of writing for the Slanted Hallway. Like I've got a few scripts that I'm just finishing up, and I guess like I have been kind of like watching them and kind of studying them, being like, okay, necessarily this isn't like a plot that I would want to do, but how do they how do
That's exactly, yeah, I can totally see that.
yeah, it's like how do they like I've never actually academically sat down and like I objectively told you it's like why is this fun? I don't know, especially with an Adult Swim show, which I'm not gonna say like the Slanted Hallway is like edgy or kind of I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's like let's just say I don't think it'd be something that would be featured on Adult Swim. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know that you can make that comparison.
Sure.
Like, to be fair, I think that might be something that's like, I don't know.
But
Adult Swim does put out a lot of weird-ass content.
it's true. It is true. And that's I just kind of was like curious, like just to break it down and just sort of like, oh, okay, so how did like what is this plot structure that they're doing? What is like, how does
Good study on, like, sitcom structure.
yeah.
I don't know what you call that.
I mean, but there's better sitcoms. There's better things I could be watching, but I think I just was so fascinated because it was so
That's the thing.
ugly.
It's one of those things that is so obvious in its intent.
Yeah.
So it is kind of interesting to be able to break down something that is so, I don't want to say simple, but when you can see the formula to ingrain it in your brain is a whole other thing. You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
The best option for you, but at least you can get to a level where you can understand what Squidbillies does to produce a show like that.
Yeah, and I think that is my thing that I find the most fascinating because it's like I love the work of producer and creator Dave Willis. Dave Willis over at Adult Swim has kind of created or like at least helmed a lot of well, basically a lot of the original content at Adult Swim. Dave Willis worked like he worked on like Space Ghost and what was it? Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, which we both love. You know.
That show is so good.
It's like he's like the forefront of like a lot of their content, or at least he was. Now it's like I feel like Rick and Morty has really kind of taken over. But that said, like I've always I've been a huge fan of his work. So
I just want to be the guy who makes all the backgrounds.
I mean, yeah, that's another thing too, where it's just like there is a artistry and like how ugly.
All those textures.
Yeah, there's a lot of tech. I think we're talking way too much about Squidbillies, to be honest.
I mean, but that's the thing about it. Is like it's got a simple ass script. It's not thought provoking, and the illustrations are a little rough
Yeah.
with the animation. But honestly, like you start looking at that thing, and the background textures are beautiful. And you look at SpongeBob, it's the same, not the same way, but like you look at the background stuff in SpongeBob, it's all traditional.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. It is like one of those things where it's like I do appreciate the craft, but it's like I am just like I do wonder if it is that thing of like maybe I shouldn't be analyzing because it's like maybe it is that thing of like the creators understand it's like this is kind of one of those shows you turn your brain off on, because I feel like that's what I do a lot of times with that show. I just kind of like, oh, all right.
I get what you're saying, but I also believe that, like, when somebody's getting paid to do this shit, although, give or take, like, take this with a grain of salt,
Mm.
there is a certain level of thought that has to go into it.
Yeah.
You're not getting inside the show, you're getting inside the man who made the show,
Right.
not in
Okay, Deanna. All right.
No, but you're getting a sense for how they work.
Yeah, no, I get.
That's, I think, different than trying to analyze and break down the show.
Yeah, I get that. What was I gonna say? This is looking pretty good so far. Yeah, no, and I mean, like, I watched, like, I have, like, a number of, like, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, DVDs and stuff, like, from high school that I kind of, like, kept. And, I remember one of the coolest ones, like, one of the coolest features on there was it had, it legitimately had, this, they had a session, like, literally they recorded just a writing session where they sat down, Dave Willis and Matt Morella. Matt, I can never pronounce the other guy's name. Sorry, if you're watching, Matt, I'm so sorry. You know. But that said, like it was just them legitimately for.
I wonder what William's doing right now.
He might be streaming. Oh, okay, we're back. We're back.
Okay.
We're A-okay, folks.
A-O-double-K.
All right. Well, enough about Squidbillies. I'll finish that story later. That said, we have also, you and I, like, sat down and we did enjoy an HBO original series together, based off the Stephen King book, actually, that we finally sat down and watched. We watched The Outsider, or at least the first 4 episodes. You're ahead of me. How far?
Not by much, but I wouldn't mind rewatching episodes with you.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, it's that good, folks. I gotta say,
It's better than the book.
it is better than the book. I haven't actually read the book, but everyone says it's better than the book. Deanna read the book, and she's given a glowing review. It's yeah, and I gotta say, it's really good.
It's like it's its spiritual successor to It.
Yeah,
Without the punch that It has.
right.
Book-wise, and I think that the show really helps that.
Yeah, and to give a quick synopsis, it's basically about this guy who is accused of a crime, and they have all this evidence on him
Like
that says,
like physical evidence.
yeah, physical evidence that says he did it, but there's clear video evidence,
Of him somewhere else.
yeah, that he, like, literally had an alibi, and he was like, yeah, no, I wasn't even near,
Even here.
yeah, so what are you talking about?
And he works with kids, and there's a
Yeah,
chain
and that's
slasher.
basically where the mystery starts, and then I'm not going to say anything more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it takes some interesting twists and turns, and I gotta say it's pretty good. I love Ben Mendelsohn. He plays, like, the head detective. Anderson, I think, is his name.
Yeah.
He's an Australian dude, which is kind of wild.
Which you would never know.
Yeah, he's just yeah. No, that's a lot of those, like, Australian actors and, like, English actors sometimes can, like, nail American accents like nobody's business. I really do think it is funny, though, because I've also heard the opposite, where it's like you can tell, because it's like a lot of times they'll hit their R's really hard, to kind of really make them American. They'll just R's. Like, I think,
I think slurs a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. He just kind of, like, he's got a lisp and stuff. I think that might be him covering for his Australia. But then again, he does, like, yeah. It's interesting, though, because he does, like, a lot of... He plays more villains than, what's the word? Good guys. So this is interesting to see him as a good guy. Like, he played the main bad guy in Rogue One and stuff, which is a lot of, like... When you're a bad guy in a Star Wars movie, you kind of have a mild British accent and stuff,
Yeah.
It's like, we are here because of we are standing here because of my achievement, not yours. Lord Vader. Lord Vader shall be pleased. And it's really, they all have British accents in the original Star Wars because they just shot in England.
Yeah.
They had a lot of British, Let's see here. Oh, I actually might have to switch it up and use the smaller brush here, just cause well, I'm starting to kind of get to the once again the nitty-gritty details, and this brush is pretty solid and everything. It's like as far as like controlling the stroke marks and stuff like that. That said, yeah, no, it's like it's starting to kind of. I'm starting to kind of fight with the brush now. So, and you don't want that to happen. You never want to fight with your brushes, especially when you're doing ink, because it's like, you know, that's you can really you could ruin a piece that way, you know. And you don't want to do that, because this stuff, you know, you can always fix a mistake with ink. It just is depending on, you know, how big of a cover up you want to do. And hey, that definitely varies for sure, where it's like, oh yeah, you could either tell, or, you know, if you're skilled enough, you can make it look intentional, or it can look like, oh, you just spilled ink there. So, you know, to each his own, as always. But yeah, let me kind of just get the rest of this ink off this brush. Yeah, kind of create these like nice little strokes right here. I'm gonna put this bad boy on the water, and then, you know, use it later for when we go in with the washes and stuff. My favorite part. There you go. Ooh.
So, I just found this stock photo from Shutterstock of a woman aiming a gun at a fish, like
Yeah.
a goldfish, outside of the goldfish tank. Like, she's holding the goldfish up.
And
So what is the context of that? I wish we could show it on the stream.
probably maybe it's about just kind of like water conservation.
I don't know. This woman's gonna shoot a goldfish, but she already killed it because it's outside of the tank.
Is
She's
it?
gonna shoot it. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's gonna probably shoot her hand off instead, but
Well, that's debatable, but you know.
it all depends on whether she really knows what she's doing.
That's a good question, Deanna.
JP says, "Do you know what you did, fish? Do
I-
you know what you did?"
I mean, it's like that thing of you know, I don't really know how to respond to that. Mainly because,
Even to respond to that at all.
well, no, just because mainly like a lot of my fans on Instagram are fish, so you're just kind of putting me in an awkward position here, where it's like, you know, really alienating. I know JP's not a fish, but 75% of people who follow me on Instagram, I'm pretty sure, are sea bass.
So wait, are they sea bass people, or are they just sea bass?
Okay, just, you know what? They're just sea bass.
Curious.
All right. Do you hear yourself? Ay, ay, ay.
Now I lost it.
You lost it?
I lost it.
Oh, Deanna. We're having all kinds of fun with the internet today. Well, you know what it is? I think it is because of the storm, too.
Is it still storming?
I think so, because, you know, for whatever reason, in Beverly, when it rains, our internet kind of gets a little funky. Ain't that swell?
Alright, JP, I'm throwing in a link into the chat. I want you to look at it.
Oh yeah, folks, if you're at home, check out this fish stock footage. Photo. No, it's footage, because Deanna, make it into a GIF. I demand it.
No.
Well, all right. I tried, folks. Anyway, to file your complaints, send it to my mom at Will's Mrs. Fitzpatrick .com.
This is like
Hashtag.
photo is the result of someone's art director got way too involved, or someone's client got way too
Sweetie, I'm not done with the hashtag. Hashtag send it to my mom. Hashtag check this, mom. Hashtag mom, a few, a bunch, who cares?
God, that's a subreddit? WTF
Stock foot.
photos?
Yeah.
Subreddit?
Yeah, why you act surprised?
What do you mean?
That's
I didn't know that was a subreddit.
everything's a subreddit, Deanna. We've been over this.
I get that, but I didn't know about it.
Oh, okay. Therefore, it didn't exist until you knew about it.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm being a little devil right now, folks.
Being a poopy head.
I've never been a poopy head, and you know that. We've discussed it. We've been in counseling over this, you know? We don't use those words with each other anymore.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, now who's being the poopy head?
Oh!
Deanna poops. What? What do you mean?
You just used a word.
Yeah, 'cause I can.
What?
It's my word. I should say it whenever I want, dang it. I'm sorry.
We'll get over it.
We're gonna be okay, folks.
We're gonna be fine.
Wow, we've just been very tired.
We got a new mattress.
Well, we're getting one.
Well, I bought it. The money's gone. So.
The money is gone, so we got the mattress.
The mattress is bought.
The mattress isn't here though, but the money is gone. This already just sounds like a bad drug deal you did, where it's just like, you know, where's the product? The money's gone.
You know,
Where is it?
not gonna lie, that's how I felt when I had to call the mattress firm and convince them that, like, they promised to deliver it tomorrow, but forgot.
I'm not gonna lie. The way you were describing the salesperson, it sounds like you were grifted, almost.
What?
Yeah, you were like, kind of like, it was like, oh, they were so nice, and they were so, she was fantastic, blah, 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 you know, I just felt so, and it was just like, oh, man.
No.
She's saying no, I think she got grifted, and now we're not even, grifted?
Yeah.
It's like swindled. You got, you were of the mark, you got bamboozled, you got, what's another word for this,
Oh, if I got bamboozled, then this is the long game for a bamboozlement.
What's the thing where it's like you get sold a bunch of peanuts that grows into like a bigger peanut and a giant comes down? You got that.
What?
You know that? That's the thing.
Magic beans?
Oh, is it beans or peanuts? I don't care.
Beans.
Oh, okay.
How dare you?
But Andre the Giant comes down from the beanstalk and is all like, anybody want a peanut?
Oh no! But he's nice.
Yeah, he is nice. And then you kind of like, you hang out with him.
Give me a mattress.
Yeah, he would actually. He would go beat up the lady being like, you're not giving her the mattress. Get it now.
Help me out. We could all go like away from the guy who says inconceivable a lot, and then
Wallace Shawn.
yeah, and then he could go have fun storming the castle.
Okay, well I think that's Billy Crystal.
That's Billy Crystal, yeah.
Yeah. Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah.
Inconceivable.
My goal in life is to become those two old people
Oh, we will. I don't know.
in that movie.
I,
Is this right?
we're already like an old angry couple in a lot of ways. Or not angry, but I mean, it's like the old couple that's like bickering about nothing, you know?
Ah,
That's kind of us already, where we just kind of like,
Sphinx.
and it's like,
Ah. This is my third, and I'm gonna have to slow down.
oh, you're on to your third Nova from Far From the Tree. A local craft cidery? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Cidery.
I had a bad day at work.
Well, that's the thing. We're kicking off some steam, and that's the thing. This is kind of like a for everyone at home. I hope you're relaxing right now too. Be it with whatever substance you want, as long as it's not extremely illegal. Whatever that is, I don't care. Hey, just don't.
Or as long as you're not hurting yourself.
Or others. That's always my biggest thing. You know, have fun, but don't
Don't hurt nobody.
And that
Including yourself.
exactly. Real rock stars make it to the gig, which is something I heard a long time ago.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well then there's that what's it called? That story from Ween.
That's so funny. I did see like the Ween logo, like the face and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're like a huge. People love.
I-
They are very into them.
They are very beloved. And it's funny because I never got into them. I think my buddy Jeremy did. But
It's one of those things that is so particularly niche because they don't have a specific style that they stick to.
right.
Like they've made a number of albums that are of various different that span
Mm.
They do kind of have a sound.
Angle the brush.
Like when you hear it, you're gonna know it sounds like Ween, but it's not. I don't know. That's not my point. My point is, they're very instrumental. Not instrumental, experimental.
Mm.
And they kind of underground wise influence a lot of modern rock.
I understand. Like that's the thing. It's just one of those bands that kind of got past me. Like I know Alan Richardson, Boston comedian, really great guy too. He loves Ween. He's got a Ween tattoo.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. When people like Ween, they love Ween.
They love Ween. I just never got into them. I don't know. Like, were you into them in high school? Was that one or?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like for me, my high school years were all like the dark metal times and stuff where I was just essentially, high school especially, that's when I got heavy into Tool, and I was in a Tool hole for years, and then I finally got out of it, and now, thankfully I did, because like you just kind of like, I don't know, eventually you just kind of get tired of just, I don't know, all the nihilism and the kind of...
Well, it's a pop song. Like, whatever they wrote is pop.
What are you talking about, honey?
It follows a pop style, like it follows a pop thing. Hold on a second.
I don't know what you're talking about, but...
Hold on, let me find, Google will be my...
Alright, okay, Google's gonna save you here. Folks, you heard it here. Tool is pop. That'll be the name of the show.
No, they're considered pop rock. Well, not pop rock, but just rock. They're not metal.
See, they are, but, they are metal. They are technically, like, stoner metal, kind of like,
You guys get the weeds about this stuff? Like,
yes, because...
Very, very specific about their genre.
Hey. Subgenres do matter. It does not... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Deanna Burke. It does matter, okay? Because that's the thing. You're going to just, like, throw around, like, oh, yeah, AC/DC is metal, ha, ha, ha. And it's like, it's not, man. That's arena rock. It's a big difference over... It's not metal, bro.
So,
okay?
Pop music, lyric, note, structure. Most of today's hits, their song structures are made up of 3 different sections: a verse, a chorus, a bridge.
Look, if you want to say this, go ahead. But there's going to be someone who's going to just be all over you in the comments.
A-A-B.
Just saying, like...
There's nothing that can argue this point.
There's going to be a big tool head in the comments just being like, she doesn't know. That's not
Look at this.
true.
A guide to song forms. AABA. Song form. Which is American Popular Song Form. It means that lyric A, or first, second, and last lyric rhyme together, and the third lyric line is alternate, and those lines... I know I'm explaining this poorly, but...
It's okay, honey.
It's AABA. It's a American Popular Song Form.
I mean, but isn't that like for most songs? I don't know.
No, that's specifically, like, jazz is a different... That's why jazz is called jazz.
But I don't think Tool's like that, because Tool...
Yeah, they are.
But they're not. They always play... I don't know. No, that's not true, because they do play, like, in a lot of different time signature. They do that kind of crap.
They wouldn't be in the genre that they are if they weren't pop first.
I don't think they're pop, hon.
Dude, alright, ready? The changing mean... Okay, so AABA song form. I'm looking at this website called songstuff.com, which is the first Google search. Most commonly used forms in both... So jazz also uses it. Tim Canale, East Coast USA songwriter scene in New York City, first half of the 20th century.
All right. Well, you know what? Tell you what. Let's just leave it to the audience then about, like, if Tool is pop or not. Yeah, JP, if you want to chime in and just sort of say, like, if it is pop or not, they will decide.
Ready? Non-standard AABA forms. There are many AABA songs that don't use a 32-bar 8/8/8
I don't care about whatever this crackpot
Or whatever.
Google Doc thing.
This is music theory.
We're giving it up to JP. JP in the comments, they will decide.
JP, go get Woody.
Go get Woody. JP, go get our good buddy who's a musician named Woody.
JP says Tool is country 100%.
All right, there you go, folks.
Which is also pop music. Sorry, guys.
You know what, Deanna? You're really pushing everyone's buttons with that.
JP, go get Woody.
Go get Woody. Look at your clock.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We are back, folks. Yeah, sorry about the internet issues. I don't know what's up. It's either like the weather, which it is a very muggy, rainy kind of New England September day, September 10th. Tomorrow is September 11th, which is our buddy Corey Charles's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Corey. I hope you
Look, ready?
Yeah.
Standard AABA song form is
Oh, I really don't care about this anymore.
32 bars.
I am down to drop this.
Each section of the song is 8 bars long.
Ugh.
Verse A, bridge B. and
Go get Woody.
go get Woody.
I'm done.
I tell you the same thing.
Oh, whatever.
This is not arguable.
This is arguable. You're saying.
It's my opinion.
I'm good not talking about this.
Alright, fine, we'll move on.
Well, at home, I hope your ritual creature is looking as fun as mine. I got all the little tight details I'm making there.
He says, hold on, please.
Oh, hold on, please. Okay. Oh, okay. We're getting.
I mean, I may be proven wrong, but I don't think so.
All right.
Like, song form is pretty standard amongst most music nowadays.
I cannot wait for Woody just to show up and be like, "You're wrong," and then he's got like a 6-shooter, and he's like, "Bam, bam, 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 bam," and he shoots the holes in all your CDs.
Oh, but that means he'd shoot holes in his CDs.
That's true. You did.
Because I do have a number.
Oh yeah. Deanna actually did do the artwork for Woody's band for one of their cassettes, actually, which is really awesome.
Should we, well,
Should we what?
should we be having an agenda of discussion at some point?
Well, now this is kind of like. Well, this is free flow, but it's like the structure of the stream is like I talk about the art, I talk about a movie I saw, like a general movie discussion that we have, or a TV or media, whatever. And then we just kind of like, and then we just, like a regular hangout, we just kind of shoot the shit and just have fun,
Okay.
That's always kind of like, well, at least that's what I've been having in mind as far as like, us doing this stuff, I do tend to like write down some like things I've seen on a little notepad, just kind of being like, okay, these are the things I want to talk about. But honestly, we have not watched that much as of late. We have, for the most part, just have been trying to sleep properly to the point that we're just kind of like,
Yeah.
it's been it's been a rough time. I really do hope that mattress comes in and kind of solves these issues, but I don't know what it is. Is it the weather shift? Is it a evil Native American spirit that is kind of like angry at us, like inhabiting the house? I do not know. It is, but I've just been so tired, and last couple of times, and it's been sort of a detriment because I have been trying to get a lot of work done, folks. Especially.
I wonder if it's a combination of things, because I know we have not been eating well.
We have been all over the place with our diets, which I'm not sure if this is interesting to listen to, but, it is what it is. Our lives right now, they're all over the place, I bet your life right now is all over the place, but that's okay,
Yes, I hate my mattress.
Deanna really hates the mattress, and therefore, she hates me. So,
No, I don't hate you.
It's true though. The mattress is an extension of me. I had no problem with that mattress.
Gonna go get some sleep.
Oh, okay. Hey, JP, thanks for joining the stream, or at least hanging out in the chat. Honestly, it's always fun doing. I just,
Thanks, JP.
it tickles me raw that you would, which is a weird thing to say, that you, are hanging out with us and, joining in. It means a lot to me, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Go follow JP.
Yeah, they said have a good night and hope you both get some rest tonight.
Thanks, JP. You too.
Thanks, JP.
You too, buddy.
You too.
All right.
Well, that being said, do you want to keep going, or do you want to?
Well, let's see here.
You're already an hour in.
Well, we last time we went an hour and 30, I think, or an hour 20. I've got the energy right now. You know what I mean? I got that like second wind. You said you were teetering.
It was, but then I had a couple drinks and I'm okay.
That's the sick thing about alcohol, isn't it?
It really is.
It is. I had that last night too, actually, where I literally was like, I'm so tired. I'm so like that kind of tired.
Yeah, but then you never get sleep.
Yeah, and then like, well, no, that's what I'm saying is like, I was that kind of tired that you're almost crying. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, I'm so tired. I was just so like you're on the verge of just kind of like just tearing up for whatever reason,
Yeah.
And then I had a couple Jack's Abbeys, and then I was like, I feel great. Oh my god, I got this second wind. I could work all night, and especially when I was writing, I don't necessarily always write when I'm like I'm a little half in the bag, but sometimes it does just loosen up, especially when I'm doing like slanted hallway stuff. Where it's like the jokes are like kind of, they come a little freer, a little kind of like, oh, okay, cool, and then it's just like, because then it's like I'm not so like caught up on the wording and like kind of like, does this make sense? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Which is always my issue, especially as a dyslexic man.
Well, that's why you write, as Stephen King said in his book on writing, which everyone should read.
Oh yeah, definitely check that book out.
Every creative should read on writing because it speaks beyond the writing section of the world. It really does speak to dedication and a lot of like working habits that also can translate. But he says write with the door closed first, which means make sure it makes sense to you. And for me, at least, that means write with the sense of like a first grader, where you're really just getting the gist down. You're getting like note form of everything down. And then he said write with the door open. Which means that you edit and you extrapolate and you do all the things that you would want the piece to be. So first it has to make sense to you structurally. It has to make sense on a base level. And then it can make sense to the writing style that you want.
Yeah, no, and I think it is that thing of, for sure, I take that, that all very kind of like close to the chest and stuff as far as like, especially when I approach writing. But I do have to say, writing scripts, I find it that now that like, especially having had worked on like a movie script with Alex and doing a number of like these slanted hallways by myself, it is like that flow.
Something went offline.
Oh shoot! All right,
Maybe
well,
we should just
no, let's fair enough. Let's record for a little bit more. I got ink out of my brush, Sorry if I just kind of clicked out there again, folks.
Well, maybe we should just say goodbye and then we can just keep going on our own.
I mean, I really want to just, I want to go and do as much as possible.
Okay.
And I also want to finish that story, like, because I have more to say.
Well, you cut out there for a minute, so backtrack a little bit.
Well, I will backtrack, okay?
Just trying to help you out.
How about this? Sit and spin, lady.
Ew.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know. I'm a dirty dog. I'm sorry. Anyway, no, I think it's like that. having had worked on The Slanted Hallway and a movie script with Alex together, that form of writing and stuff like that, kind of like that format, for me at least, I kind of like, I like the flow of it. I kind of enjoy, especially, well, when you're doing like radio writing and stuff, like these radio plays, essentially, it is a lot of like, I don't know, it's dialogue heavy and directional in a way that I kind of like. I don't know.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is. It doesn't rely on basically setting up a scene in a descriptional manner.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like, you have the, admittedly, because it's a radio thing, you have to have the characters just kind of like, and it's a comedy thing too, so it is a little bit more exaggerated, where it's like, oh, why are you wearing those shoes, blah blah blah,
Well, I think it is the reliant on dialogue to get the story across. I think you do that in comedy.
That's the thing. I think it is that translation from like how I do my stand-up, which is very conversational. Like all my, jokes are kind of like stories and sort of like, oh yeah, I'm doing
you
a.
have to tell visual stories in your non-visual performance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I think that translates really well. But a lot of times with my joke writing and stuff, I don't write down full jokes, which is interesting. I don't know if anyone's interested.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common.
I think so. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I remember seeing a thing about with Bill Burr talk about that, where it's like, he doesn't write full jokes out either. He'll write prompts that he'll remember, like, oh, shaved gorilla. He'll just write that down. I think he said this in an interview. He's like, I write down shaved gorilla, and then I know that's like, oh, that's that story. Okay, yeah, this is something I want to talk to people about,
Yeah.
And I think I've seen Joe DeRosa do that too, actually.
I've actually, in talking to a lot of the comics that we worked with, they talk about doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I was trying to figure out how to approach. I'm a writer more than I am a stand-up comic. Like, I would prefer to write novels, and I would prefer to write short stories over having to condense everything down.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest issue.
That's the thing. It really is like with stand-up. It's like I like to. I think I'm long-winded, but there's like people like our good buddy Jay DeMule, who just does like one-liners and stuff that are just so,
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think that was my issue. Because I look back and all of my notes are pretty good. Like, they're not bad. Like, they have this joke format sitting in there. It was literally like, how can I tell this in 5 minutes? I can't.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like one of those things. Like, Oh, can I?
finish what I was saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Every piece of advice I got from almost every comic was jot down a reminder of some sort that will trigger your memory into fear about the subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I see, like, for me, that was the worst. That was the worst thing because I can't remember shit.
Yeah. I mean.
I would have to make it become, if I really wanted to become a stand-up, I would have to make it a ritualistic, like, very, very fine-tuned thing.
I mean, it is also like a crazy commitment, and also we're now officially in a period of time where, like, I hate to say it, but stand-up is kind of dead for all intents and purposes.
That really sucks.
It's like, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna get into it, but that said, like, yeah, I mean, like, it is a skill for sure to just nail down that whole, God, I mean, just like the thing of like, I remember, like, I was afraid of doing stand up for the longest time because I was like, well, you have to memorize everything, before you get up there. You can't just be standing there with a notebook. And then, like, you go to a couple of open mics and you see people like notebooks. And then I do remember, like, when I went to see Joe DeRosa perform, like, at that comedy club with my dad and stuff, he was doing some new material, and it was like, oh shit, he has a note, like, he had a list of jokes and stuff out, like he was on stage with him, and I was like, oh cool, okay, Because I think that's the thing. It's like
Oh, and I remember, God, it was probably one of the first comedic sets that came out at an open mic after coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
But like, very famous comic. God, I can't remember who it was, but they were looking at notes.
yeah.
They were looking at notes on the stool, and I was like, okay.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, oh, okay. Like, I think it's that thing of like, especially when you're not acquainted to like that world. And you know what? To bring it back to art really quick, I think it's that thing of like people who see master paintings and stuff like that. They just see like they see something like a I don't know, Caravaggio, or like, let's just say Da Vinci, is it shorthand, whatever. And you're just like, my God, how do you get you have to just sit down and do this all at once and stuff. And it is that thing of like, it's nice to know. It's like, no, he sketched out the figures beforehand, and he did, like, there's a whole process, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and I think that is one of those things, especially going into stand-up, like when I did, like, 5 years ago, back in 2015, why I kind of, like, sort of took to it a lot better. Or a lot quicker, I guess, was the fact that, like, or I don't know, like, I think it was that thing of, like, there were so many things I could equate to the art world, or, like, it was like, oh, okay, this is equatable to that, this adds it up, oh, I get it,
I genuinely believe that there are a lot of industries, like creative industries, that follow a similar path.
Yeah.
And I think it really is because someone, the client, or the art director, whoever hires you, is relying on your brain.
Yeah, and it definitely is that thing of, like, there's a lot of things that are vastly different from the art world greatly compared to stand-up. But that said, there is, like, it is funny, like, how when I was first starting out, I could equate the things, and that kind of made it easier to kind of jump in when it was like, oh, okay, doing open mics is like sketching. It's like just kind of like sketching. Oh, I get it. I think it's the I don't know. I don't really well, honestly, I think I'm running out of steam now too. So I don't really know if I can get into like all the whatever. But that said, yeah, I don't know. I think it is an interesting kind of mix. Well, folks, let's see here. I'm also running out of battery on my laptop here. I should probably plug it in, but I don't really want to I mean, like, how many people are watching right now? No one's watching. Hey, it's okay. Well, honestly, it was great to see JP. This is what we got so far. If you look at that, that's looking pretty solid, actually. I'm probably going to spend a little time off and just sort of, like, do the wash. And then, like, once again, you'll see the full piece on my Instagram, at Will Pottorff on Instagram. Remember to check out Deanna Burke at Deanna Burke Art on Instagram. Check out our buddy JP on Instagram. If you want to see more of my artwork too, I do some stuff for Jared Logan's Stream of Blood. Check that out on Twitch. Jared Logan's Stream of Blood is also on Instagram, I think, at Stream of Blood _ of yeah, whatever. Or stream _ of blood.
Stream of Blood in YouTube, and you'll find it right away.
Yeah, yeah. Also.
Clancy. Yay, Stream of Blood.
Yeah.
Somebody just popped on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hey, Clint. Oh my God.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I think we're kind of finishing up for the night. Admittedly, I'm running out of energy here. So is Deanna. But thanks for popping in. That said, yeah, check that out. Check out Slammed Hallway. We got a new episode coming out next week. We're very excited about it. Deanna's doing the artwork for it. We'll keep you posted about all of that. Check out willpottorff.com. And honestly, come back next Thursday. Oh, we got some questions?
It's a great illustration. I love that movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Be sure to check out the opening part. We talk about. We had like a full discussion about the ritual, which is pretty cool. Actually, I think it was pretty pretty insightful. Anyway, hey guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Honestly, you're the best. I'll catch you all later.